Was that good? Hey, this is Connor Berry with Biker's Edge. Today I'm going to show you how to change a flat on your bike. As a bike owner, this is a great skill to have. You know, whether you're trailside or out on a big road ride and you get a flat, this way you can get yourself back home and avoid that walk of shame. Or if you're at home, all your kids' bikes have flat tires, you can fix them all yourself now. So here we go, let's get into it. So here are the things you need to do this job. You're going to need a new tube, one without holes in it. You're going to need a tire lever, and depending on your bike, you're going to need a set of Allen keys, usually a 5 or a 6 millimeter. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is to get the wheel off of the bike. Front wheel, it's pretty easy. You don't have to worry about cassette, derailleur, chain, all that stuff. Front wheel, undo the bolt, undo the quick release, the wheel drops out. But we're going to show you how to do it on a rear wheel because it's a little trickier. And this way you'll know all the steps. So easiest thing to do is to get your chain down here into the smallest cog. So just shift down into the smallest gear there. It's going to make it a lot easier to get the wheel on and off. If you have a modern mountain bike derailleur, it's going to be nice because a lot of them will have this little lock on it. So it'll hold the chain without any tension on it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to remove the axle. This bike uses a through axle, meaning the whole dropout's totally enclosed. If you have an older bike or a road bike, it might just be a quick release with a little skewer and it'll drop out a little easier than this. You don't have to unthread it all the way. But on this one, we need to unthread the whole axle, pull it out, and the wheel should just drop out. We might have to kind of guide it through that derailleur just a little bit. All right, we have our wheel off of the bike, so now we need to get one side of the tire off of the wheel. This is where that tire lever comes in handy. Tire lever, just gonna get it under one side of the tire here, kind of pry it back over the edge of the wheel, and just slide. Okay, pull out your old tube and throw it away or patch it, and we're gonna put a new one in. So, once you have the tube out, you do want to run your hand on the inside of the whole tire. Make sure you don't feel any thorns or any sharp things poking through. Maybe that's why it went flat in the first place, and if you just put a new tube in there, it's going to pop that one too. So run your hands through. Make sure you don't feel any. If you do find some, just pull them out with some tweezers or some needle nose pliers. It can help to put just a little bit of air inside the tube so it kind of holds a little bit of shape. You don't want to put very much in. You still want it to be very soft. But it'll help you so you don't pinch the tube when you put the tire back on the wheel. All right, so you need to take your valve and you need to find the valve hole on your rim. You've got it right here, and you're going to start with sliding the valve through the valve hole and then just start tucking the tube underneath the tire. Once it's all in, just start putting the tire back on the rim. At first it should go on very easy. It won't be very tight at all. Once you get to the last little bit, it's going to start getting a lot tighter, and that's when we're probably going to pull out the tire lever again. This tire is really tight, so we are going to have to use the tire lever to get it back on. You want to make sure you don't pinch the tube as you do it. So don't just put the tire lever in here in the middle and start yarding on it. You're probably going to break something, either the lever or hopefully not a rim. If you get it over here on the edge, there's a little bit less force required. Sometimes it requires a little grunting and cussing, but with enough patience, you'll get it. All right, tire's back on. Now, you just need to put some air in there. Start pumping. One thing you want to check is that this tire is on right and all the way. So there's a tiny little line right here in the sidewall. You want to make sure that's above the rim, that you can see it around the entire tire. You don't want it to tuck below the rim because then your tire's not on right. Sometimes it takes a little patience, inflating it once or twice, and you'll get it there. All right, so we've got our wheel again, new tire, new tube, no flats. We just need to put it back on. So sometimes this can be a little tricky, but you want to make sure you get the cassette between the top and the bottom of the chain, and then just kind of start guiding it in towards the axle. If you've got a disc brake, make sure the rotor lines up in the caliper there. Sometimes it takes a little finessing. It'll eventually pop in there, put the axle back in, and we're going to need to tighten it back down. Get it pretty snug. You don't want your wheel falling out, but you also don't need to go Hercules on it and get it crazy tight. And then if you did lock this, just push forward and it'll unlock. You'll have tension on the chain again. All right, so there you have it. You've replaced a tube in your tire, hopefully fixing the flat. If you have a tubeless setup, things can be a little bit different. We'll cover that in a different video. This works for tubed setups. So steps again, just to recap: get the wheel off of the bike, get the old tube out, check the tire for thorns or pointy bits, put a new tube in, get the tire back on the rim, put it back on the bike. So really not too difficult, and it's a good skill to have trailside. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.